Deep in the heart of New Jersey lies a stretch of wilderness unlike anywhere else on the East Coast. The Pine Barrens. 1,700 square miles of dense forest, winding sand roads, and cedar-stained swamps. It has always carried an air of mystery with it. Travelers described it as a desolate, eerie, and strangely quiet place, as if the trees themselves were listening. For nearly 3 centuries, people have claimed that something lives out there. Something winged, something fast, something that shouldn't exist. Tonight, as this drawing unfolds behind me, we're going to explore the true, documented history of the Jersey Devil. From its alleged birth in 1735 to a terrifying week in January of 1909, when an entire region panicked, schools shut down, and police officers fired at a creature they couldn't explain. The most famous origin story begins in the small community of Leeds Point. It was 1735, a stormy night, and a woman known in local lore as Mother Leeds went into labor with her 13th child. Exhausted, overwhelmed, and living in poverty, she reportedly cried out in frustration, "Let this one be the devil." According to the legend, the child was born normal at first. But moments later, it changed, sprouting leathery wings, a long tail, hooves, and a horse-like head. The creature screeched, it thrashed, and then escaped, either through the cellar door or straight up the chimney into the storm. While this sounds like pure folklore, historians point out that a real woman named Deborah Leeds lived in the area during that time. Her husband, Yafet Leeds, listed 12 children in his will, a detail that may have seeded the legend. The Leeds family was also involved in political and religious disputes in colonial New Jersey. Their family crest even featured a dragon-like figure, which may have influenced the imagery of the so-called Leeds Devil. Over time, the story blended fact, fear, and symbolism until it became something larger than life. Throughout the 1700s and 1800s, the Pine Barrens were home to outcasts, fugitives, and isolated communities. Strange cries in the woods, livestock attacks, and unexplained tracks were often blamed on the Leeds Devil. Travelers reported seeing a winged creature crossing the roads or perched on rooftops. Farmers claimed something was killing chickens and pigs. These stories weren't written down in newspapers yet, but they spread through taverns, stagecoach routes, and small settlements. By the mid-1800s, the creature had a new name, the Jersey Devil. Another thread of the legend ties into the American Revolution. In 1778, during the Battle of Chestnut Neck, British soldiers were active in the region. One local story claims a young woman from Leeds Point fell in love with a British soldier, a relationship the townspeople saw as treasonous. They cursed her, and when she later gave birth, the child became known as the Leeds Devil. This version blends real historical events with folklore, showing how the legend adapted to the fears and tensions of each era. But the most dramatic and well-documented chapter of Jersey Devil history happened much later. In January of 1909, for one terrifying week, From January 16th to January 23rd, hundreds of people across New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware reported sightings of a strange winged creature. This wasn't just a rumor. These accounts were printed in newspapers, logged by police departments, and recorded by civic leaders. It became one of the largest mass panics in American cryptid history. Strange, hoof-like tracks appeared in the snow across multiple towns. They were found on rooftops, in backyards, and even stopping abruptly in the middle of roads as if the creature had taken flight. Police officers in Camden and Bristol claimed they fired at a creature with glowing eyes and bat-like wings, but the bullets had no effect. Schools closed in parts of New Jersey because parents refused to let their children walk outside. Factories shut down as workers stayed home out of fear. Trolley drivers in Philadelphia armed themselves with clubs and rifles. A farmer in Marlton reported that the devil attacked his livestock. A councilman in Trenton claimed he saw the creature cross the road in front of his car. Newspapers printed sensational illustrations: long neck horse head, bat wings, cloven hooves, solidifying the modern image of the New Jersey Devil. Whether the creature was real or not, the panic absolutely was. Over the years, historians and folklorists have proposed several explanations. Some believe the legend grew from political rivalry. Benjamin Franklin had a feud with Daniel Leeds, a local almanac publisher, and mocked him by calling him the devil, which may have helped shape the myth. Others suggest misidentified animals, sandhill cranes, owls, or escaped exotic pets, could explain some sightings. Many point to mass hysteria, noting that the 1909 panic occurred during a time of social stress and rapid industrial change. And some argue that the Pine Barrens themselves played a role. The region's isolation, eerie atmosphere, and long history of superstition created the perfect environment for a monster story to thrive. Yet the legend didn't fade. Sightings continue into the modern day. Hikers, hunters, and drivers occasionally report seeing a winged creature crossing the road or disappearing into the trees. Some sightings were reported as recently as 2024. Whether these are hoaxes, misidentifications, or something stranger, the story refuses to die. The Jersey Devil is more than a monster tale. It's a piece of New Jersey's identity, a blend of colonial history, political drama, folklore, and genuine mystery. Maybe the devil was never real. Or maybe it was real once, and the Pine Barrens swallowed it back into the trees. But one thing is certain: for nearly 3 centuries, people have looked into the dark woods of New Jersey and wondered what might be looking back. There have been some recent encounters of the Jersey Devil, and before I read these, if you listening right now live in the Jersey area or close to it, and have seen some weird things, please comment below. I absolutely love cryptids, and I love reading stories about these things because, one, it helps fuel my sketches, and I just love drawing this stuff, but two, I feel like there's a lot of stories out there that are not told simply because people will be thought of as crazy, so they never go public with it. So please, by all means, if you have an experience, let me know. So the first one I want to talk about is the Michael Orphe encounter. And it was pretty violent too. This was published back in 2021. There was a New Jersey educator named Michael Orphe, and he publicly described an encounter he says happened decades earlier in the Pine Barrens. Orphe claims he was driving down an unpaved road with a date when they heard something moving in the woods. Moments later, a large hand with sharp, claw-like nails reached through the open car window. He says he rolled the window up on the creature's arm, causing blood to spray across the car. Now, according to Orphe, the creature then leapt onto the hood, raised its arm, and shattered the windshield before tumbling off as he sped away. There's also a collection of modern sightings compiled by Ranker, which includes multiple recent reports from travelers who claim to have seen a tall, black, winged creature crossing highways in the Pine Barrens. Some described glowing red eyes, others report livestock found drained of blood, and several accounts involve the creature swooping over cars at night. These reports don't have exact dates, but represent ongoing contemporary sightings from residents and drivers across South Jersey. There was also the 2015 Galloway Township sighting. It was captured in a viral photo. One of the most widely circulated modern sightings occurred in October 2015, when a resident of Galloway Township claimed to see a winged creature with a large horse-like head flying across a field. The witness snapped a photo that went viral online. While skeptics dismissed it, like they always do, the sighting was widely reported and remains one of the most talked about modern encounters. Now, I really hope everybody enjoyed these stories. I actually learned a lot while researching about the Jersey Devil, and researching cryptids is going to be my new favorite thing this year. Kind of made it a point of interest of mine because I feel there's a lot of stories out there and a lot of cryptids that aren't really well known that are actually quite terrifying. And it would definitely be something I want to draw to. So if you enjoyed this style of video, which is very, very new for me, I'm just trying to experiment different ways I can bring some excitement to artists and, while bringing in a hint of storytelling. Please let me know. Let me know about any cryptids you'd like me to cover. We got the big ones too. We have kelpies and werewolves and all the cool stuff. But let me know what you want me to do, and I'll read it over. Thanks again, everybody. Till next time, peace.